In a move that has truly stunned the world and sent shockwaves through diplomatic circles, the BRICS alliance has officially welcomed 2 European nations into its fold, one of which is a full-fledged member of the European Union. This unprecedented development has left analysts, politicians, and citizens alike scrambling to understand the implications. For decades, the idea of EU countries joining a bloc, often seen as a counterweight to Western institutions, seemed unthinkable. Yet here we are, witnessing history unfold before our eyes. This is nothing short of a seismic shift in global politics, representing the most significant challenge to Western unity and cohesion since the tense days of the Cold War. The very foundations of alliances that have shaped the modern world are now being questioned, as old certainties give way to new realities. The decision by these European nations signals a profound crack in the Western-led order. It's a bold embrace of multi-alignment, where national interests and pragmatic partnerships are beginning to outweigh the traditional loyalties that have defined international relations for generations. The message is clear: the world is no longer divided into simple blocs, and countries are seeking new ways to assert their sovereignty and pursue their own paths. The global chessboard has been redrawn overnight. The strategies that once guided superpowers and alliances may no longer apply in this new era. Every move now carries greater weight, and the rules of the game are being rewritten in real time. For many in the global south, this expansion of BRICS is more than symbolic. It offers a legitimate and increasingly attractive alternative to Western dominance, promising a platform where their voices can be heard and their interests represented. The hope is that this new alignment will lead to more balanced global development and fairer economic opportunities. With the inclusion of European members, BRICS is transforming into a truly global platform. It now stands as a direct challenger to the G7's long-standing claim to global leadership, signaling a shift in the balance of power that could reshape international institutions and decision-making for years to come. The world has suddenly become far more complex. Understanding this dramatic shift is crucial, not just for policymakers and diplomats, but for ordinary people everywhere. The ripple effects will touch every corner of the globe, influencing everything from trade to security to the way nations interact. How did we arrive at this historic moment? What motivated these nations to make such a bold move, and what does it reveal about the changing priorities of global politics? The answers to these questions will define the geopolitical landscape for decades to come, shaping alliances, rivalries, and the very nature of international cooperation. This isn't just a story for diplomats and world leaders. The consequences will be felt in economies large and small, in the security frameworks that have kept peace for generations, and in the everyday lives of people who may not even realize how much their world is about to change. Markets will react, borders may be redefined, and the flow of goods and ideas could shift in unexpected ways. The world woke up today to a new reality, one that demands our attention, our understanding, and our willingness to adapt. As headlines flash across screens and conversations spark in homes and offices, one thing is certain: we must all grapple with what comes next, because the future has just taken a dramatic and unexpected turn. To grasp today's news, we need to understand BRICS, originally just an acronym: Brazil, Russia, India, China. BRICS became a formal alliance in 2009, with South Africa joining in 2010. Its mission to create a multipolar world and challenge Western-dominated institutions like the IMF and World Bank. BRICS launched its own new development bank, funding projects without Western political strings. Critics once dismissed BRICS as divided, but frustration with Western pressure has united its members. The group's appeal: economic development, respect for sovereignty, and non-interference. Last year, BRICS expanded to include Egypt, Ethiopia, Iran, Saudi Arabia, and the UAE, boosting its global weight. This set the stage for today's shock: the inclusion of European nations. BRICS is no longer just emerging markets, it's a coalition reshaping global governance. The BRICS alliance has officially admitted Hungary and Serbia, one an EU and NATO member, the other an EU candidate. This breaks a major geopolitical taboo and signals a dramatic realignment of loyalties. Hungary's Prime Minister Orbán has long criticized EU policies and sought economic ties with the East. BRICS membership is his declaration of independence. Serbia, frustrated with slow EU accession and pressure over Russia, sees BRICS as a pragmatic move for new markets and investment. Western capitals are shocked. The EU calls Hungary's move a historic betrayal, while NATO faces profound implications. This is a tangible fracturing of the Western alliance and a monumental victory for those seeking a less Western-dominated world. Hungary's decision to pursue BRICS membership marks one of Prime Minister Viktor Orban's boldest and most controversial moves to date. This step signals a dramatic shift in Hungary's foreign policy, as Orban seeks to redefine the country's role on the global stage and challenge the traditional dominance of Western alliances. Orban envisions Hungary as a vital bridge between East and West, leveraging its unique geographic and political position to foster dialogue and cooperation between competing global powers. This vision is not just symbolic, it's a calculated strategy to maximize Hungary's influence and economic opportunities. Over the past decade, Hungary has rapidly transformed into a hub for Chinese manufacturing and investment, attracting billions in foreign capital and creating thousands of jobs. Chinese companies now play a significant role in Hungary's industrial sector, from electric vehicle batteries to electronics. By joining BRICS, Hungary hopes to open new gateways to emerging markets and attract further investment, all while reducing its dependence on the European Union and sidestepping some of the bloc's regulatory constraints. This is a high-stakes gamble for Hungary. Orban is betting that the economic benefits of closer ties with the East, such as increased trade, investment, and energy security, will outweigh any backlash or isolation from Western partners. Serbia, meanwhile, approaches BRICS from a different angle. Its decision is deeply rooted in a long-standing policy of non-alignment, reflecting a desire to maintain independence in foreign affairs and avoid being drawn too closely into any single bloc. Frustration with the European Union's slow and often conditional accession process has fueled public and political support for alternative partnerships. Many Serbians feel that EU membership remains a distant and uncertain goal. Russia continues to back Serbia on the contentious issue of Kosovo, providing diplomatic and political support in international forums. At the same time, China has become Serbia's largest foreign investor, funding major infrastructure projects and boosting the country's economic growth. President Alexander Vučić frames BRICS membership as a matter of national survival and economic pragmatism, arguing that it offers Serbia new opportunities for growth and security. He insists that this move is not a rejection of the EU, but rather a way to strengthen Serbia's negotiating position and secure its national interests in a rapidly changing world. Access to BRICS financing, technology, and trade networks gives Serbia greater leverage in its dealings with Brussels and other Western partners. Ultimately, both Hungary and Serbia are asserting their strategic autonomy, seeking to chart independent courses that reflect their unique histories, interests, and aspirations. In a region long shaped by the ambitions of larger powers, these moves signal a new era of self-determination and regional influence for both nations. Brussels is in crisis. Hungary's move strikes at the EU's core principle of unity. There's no clear way to expel a member, and punitive measures require impossible unanimity. This exposes deep fractures. Some Central and Eastern states quietly sympathize, even if they won't follow. Hungary could now veto EU sanctions against Russia or China, paralyzing foreign policy. As a NATO member, Hungary's alignment with BRICS raises security and trust issues. Any harsh EU response risks pushing Hungary further east and could trigger a damaging exit. The EU must now rethink how to maintain unity and relevance as alternative power centers rise. The immediate challenge: contain the fallout and prevent a domino effect. For BRICS, the inclusion of Hungary and Serbia marks a significant geopolitical coup, one that signals a bold new chapter for the alliance. This move is not just about expanding membership, it's a calculated step that reshapes the balance of power on the global stage. By welcoming two European nations, BRICS demonstrates its growing appeal and its ability to attract countries beyond its traditional sphere of influence. For Russia, long isolated by Western sanctions and diplomatic pressure, this expansion is a diplomatic triumph. It's tangible proof that Moscow can still build alliances and fracture Western unity, despite efforts to contain it. The Kremlin now has new partners within Europe, giving it leverage and a sense of vindication in its foreign policy. China, meanwhile, secures a strategic foothold in Europe, complicating the European Union's efforts to counter Beijing's growing influence. With Hungary and Serbia on board, China can deepen its economic and political ties in the region, making it harder for the EU to present a united front. This expansion is a powerful validation of the BRICS vision for a multipolar world. It boosts the bloc's global stature, showing that it can offer a real alternative to Western-led institutions and attract diverse nations to its cause. For India, Brazil, and South Africa, the move is a win for their long-standing push for more inclusive, global governance. Their advocacy for a fairer international system is finally bearing fruit, as BRICS becomes more representative and influential. Economically, the expanded BRICS bloc can now create new trade corridors that link Asia, Africa, and Europe. Bypassing traditional Western channels, this opens up fresh opportunities for investment, infrastructure, and commerce, strengthening economic ties across continents. The new development bank, BRICS's financial arm, can now finance major projects right on the EU's doorstep. This offers European countries alternatives to traditional European funds, increasing competition and giving nations more choices for development. This isn't just about politics, it's about redirecting global capital, trade, and investment flows. The financial implications are enormous, as BRICS seeks to reshape the rules of global commerce and challenge the dominance of Western markets. For BRICS, this is about fundamentally altering the global map in their favor, redrawing alliances, shifting economic power, and asserting their vision for the future. With Hungary and Serbia joining, the bloc's collective bargaining power has never been stronger. BRICS is now positioned as a formidable force, capable of shaping the international order for years to come. The consequences will reverberate for years. NATO faces a dilemma. Can it trust a member aligned with its adversaries? This could fracture the alliance's core. Economically, BRICS expansion accelerates de-dollarization and the rise of parallel financial systems. Global businesses may soon navigate two sets of rules, increasing instability. Socially, this move amplifies the divide between Western liberal values and BRICS' emphasis on sovereignty and development. Hungary and Serbia's shift will be cast as a rejection of Western values, fueling ideological competition. Other nations may now pursue multi-alignment, seeking benefits from both East and West. The result, a more chaotic, unpredictable international system. Experts like Ian Bremmer have long warned of a G0 world, no single power steering the global agenda. Hungary and Serbia's move is a textbook case of this fragmentation. We're not entering a new Cold War, but a chaotic multipolar world with shifting alliances. Countries are hedging their bets, drawn by BRICS' tangible opportunities and fewer strings. The West underestimated the appeal of state-led development and resentment of Western dominance. Sanctions and pressure are less effective as alternatives emerge. Today's news is the logical outcome of long-term trends, not a sudden shock. The challenge for the West: adapt to a world where it's no longer the only game in town. Why does this matter to you? Because the stable world order that shaped our lives is unraveling. Hungary and Serbia joining BRICS cracks the foundation of Western-led globalization. Instability will affect everything from gas prices to supply chains. The idea of a single global community is fading. Competing spheres will mean more barriers and volatility. This isn't abstract. It impacts jobs, economies, and security. The West still has immense power, but must now use it wisely and flexibly. The era of dictating terms is over. Negotiation and competition are the new norm. Pay attention, this is a turning point in the 21st century. The world's rules have changed, and we're all on the board.